did Luis have to see me get so upset when I got the paint on my hands? He's suspicious enough as it is about my past. Would have been so difficult for him to have put up a wet paint sign. Oh, what's the difference? I've got to stop letting my past haunt my every waking minute. I've got to be stronger. I've got to take control of my life. Stop thinking about it. Oh, I can't. No one can ever find out.
Find out what? What are you hiding, Sheridan?
The game's up, Teresa. As soon as Ethan gets downstairs, he's gonna ID you as a stalker.
I wouldn't ask you to come down here with your sprained ankle, Ethan, but it's important.
No, it's not a problem. Gwen is rewrapping it. So what's this about?
Well, Frank Lomax is here, and he's identified your stalker. In fact, he thinks she's here in the living room.
But that's impossible. Teresa and Whitney said she moved to South America.
I know, but Frank seems quite certain that he has the right person.
How did he find her? Where was she? Who is it?
Well, I think I'll let Frank fill you in when you get down here.
Fine, I'll be right down. I don't believe it.
Your stalker's been caught?
Apparently. Frank Lomax claims he has her downstairs in the living room.
In the living room? How can that be?
I don't know, but I'm gonna find out. I mean, if this is the same girl who did all those things to me, she's gonna wish she never woke up this morning.
What's going on, Kay?
Charity moved.
That's great.
Oh, she just moved, Simone. That doesn't mean she's waking up.
Kay.
I'm happy. I'm happy. See?
Does Miguel know yet?
Yeah, my dad called him.
Simone.
Did Kay give you the good news?
Yes, it's great. How is she?
Oh, we're not sure yet. Your mother's still examining her. She still hasn't opened her eyes.
I brought Charity some flowers.
You are so sweet. You two have been so good through this. Charity's so lucky to have you as a cousin, Kay. And you as a friend, Simone.
We both just want her to get well, don't we, Kay?
Right. Miguel.
How's Charity? Is she awake yet? Did she open her eyes? Did she say anything?
Calm down, Miguel. Dr. Russell hasn't had a chance to look at her yet.
She's gonna recover, right, Dr. Russell?
You can't compete with that, Kay. Charity's all Miguel cares about.
I'm not giving up on Miguel. Not ever.
If she was trying to open her eyes, she should come to soon, right?
That could depend on a lot of factors, Miguel.
Like what?
Like I could give you a better answer if you would all go out into the hall while I try to examine Charity more thoroughly. Code Blue, ICU 4.
What's wrong with Charity? What's going on?
Her heart rate suddenly shot up. We've got to get it back
She
down.
was regaining consciousness, and we're not going to lose her.
Grace, Miguel, I've got to get back inside.
Sit on my knees. I promised my sister I'd look after her.
Of the one who could sing so sweet, and I would fly on the wings of the bird I knew could take me highest. Breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
We will get our miracle, Charity.
You
can all relax. Charity's stabilized. Oh, thank God.
I don't get it, Dr. Russell. I thought she was starting to regain consciousness. What's going on?
Well, accelerated heart rate is not uncommon in someone who's been through an enormous trauma.
The fire.
A fire that most likely killed her mother. If I were to give a guess, I'd say the combination of the head trauma, the respiratory distress, plus all the excitement in the room just now probably caused her accelerated heart rate.
But she's better now, right, Eve?
Your niece is fine, Grace. There's no need to be alarmed. All her vitals are stabilizing.
She must have sensed the boy that rescued you was back at her bedside.
Miguel may have been a boy a few days ago, but after braving that fire to rescue Charity, I'd say he's a man. And I'm sure Luis would agree with me.
Thank you, Chief Bennett.
You know, it's bad enough you have to monitor my every move. Now you're monitoring everything I say, too?
Couldn't help overhearing.
Oh, and you being the suspicious cop that you are, I'm sure misconstrued what I said.
Oh, did I? Or is it that you really are hiding something?
I'm not hiding anything. When I said no one can ever find out, I just meant that I didn't want any of my friends to know I was doing time here.
Oh, of course. Imagine if they found out that their friend was doing time in a lowly community youth center. The shame of it. I mean, you'd never be able to hold your head up again at the country club.
Could you imagine me having to explain why my family couldn't get me out of any punishment at all? Especially over something so trivial.
Trivial? You call destroying police property, especially my 4x4, and resisting arrest trivial? You're damn lucky the judge didn't give you jail time.
And, well, she shouldn't have.
You know what blows me away the most? You're not even embarrassed to be a snob.
You know, I don't care what you think, Luis. Where's Hank?
Finally talked him into getting some sleep. He went home. But we're not talking about Hank.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm being interrogated.
Not interrogated. I just think that you're covering something.
Oh, yeah, I've got some big, dark secret. Oh, what could it be?
Probably has something to do with why you and your nephew Ethan were prowling around the newspaper morgue so late the other night.
You know what? That is so ridiculous that I'm not even going to try to respond to that.
Sheridan, I'm a cop. My gut tells me when something's going on.
Well, I'll tell you what's going on, Mr. Policeman / Good Samaritan Youth Center Director. I'm having to pay my debts for a few minor traffic transgressions by taking orders from you, by filling the copier, answering the phone, sweeping the floors, getting paid all over my hands, performing every menial task you can think up for me, and that's it! So stop looking for things that aren't there!
You talk a good game, Sheridan, but I'm not buying it.
Fine, Luis. Follow your gut feeling. But I can tell you, you're going to wind up looking very foolish.
Now to find out what the world's most tenacious PI has come up with.
Well, he certainly was persistent.
Yes, even though I told him to drop it. But I guess if he actually has the girl, maybe this will be some real peace of mind.
Yeah, no more incidents.
Wouldn't that be a relief? I know I've had enough of it.
Well, she certainly found some creative ways of getting at you, didn't she?
Oh, yeah, she's a true artist. She should be inducted in the Stalker Hall of Fame.
Ethan, I'm just glad she's finally called before she could do any serious harm to you.
You know, I didn't think much about the first incident when she dumped the paint on me. And I almost convinced myself that the milkshakes were just a coincidence. But to follow with the barbecue sauce...
And the fish guts at the cannery, let's not forget that.
No, I won't. God, putting that heat limit on my back was definitely the worst.
I know. I remember you'd welts all over your back for days.
Who knows what she might have done next.
Well, I'm just glad it's over. Maybe now we can start to think of our future together.
Well, that sounds good to me.
Maybe there's even a question you want to ask me again very soon.
Gwen, I haven't forgotten. But I took your words to heart when you turned me down that day at the carnival. I want my next proposal to you to be perfect, without any distractions. I mean, after all, it's going to be one of the most important moments of our lives. You understand, don't you?
I know. I just thought that maybe now that the stalker's been caught, there won't be any more distractions.
Well, let's hope so. Although, I'm going to make sure personally that she pays for what she's done.
Are you thinking of how Jean-Luc betrayed Sheridan?
Yes. He took advantage of her just because of her Crane name and her wealth. I've had enough of these people preying on my family.
Well, what are you going to do to the stalker?
I'm going to make an example out of her by making people think twice about bothering any member of the Crane family ever again. I want to make sure she's prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
How long did you think you were going to get away with this charade, Teresa?
Oh, enough, Frank.
That's all right, Mrs. Crane. I wasn't expecting an answer anyway. But I'm curious. Why didn't you ever attack Ethan here in the house? You had plenty of opportunities.
I never attacked Ethan anywhere. I never do anything to intentionally hurt him.
Why don't you stop badgering her, Frank? Teresa hasn't been proven guilty yet. And as to her look, I've already explained why she changed her appearance. She wanted to look more professional.
She put on this disguise for one reason and one reason only. So that Ethan wouldn't recognize her.
Why don't you wait for Ethan in the foyer, Frank? He should be coming down any minute, and he may need help with the stairs.
Whatever you say, Mrs. Crane.
Thanks for sticking up for me, Mrs. Crane.
Well, if I am, Teresa, it is because I am genuinely confused here. I like you. And I can't believe you're guilty of perpetrating these crimes committed by the stalker. But if Frank is right, and you're the one who's doing these things, I'm going to do what I have to do, with great regret. But I will, because as fond of you as I am, my son Ethan is the most important person in the world to me.
I don't understand, Mrs. Crane. Do what?
Not only will you go to jail under the state's harsh new stalker laws, but I'm afraid I will have to fire your mother, Pilar, as this family's housekeeper.
No, please. If you do that, my family will be destroyed.
I've got another patient I've got to check on, but I will let you all know as soon as I get back Charity's test results.
But she really seems okay, Dr. Russell?
I don't think there's anything to worry about, Miguel.
It's called been expecting. Be right back.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Bennett. I haven't even asked about your sister, Charity's mom. Have they found her?
No, Miguel, there's no sign of Faith in what's left of the house. The fire was so intense, they think it destroyed everything.
Oh, God.
You know, I've lost that connection I felt with Faith as a twin. It frightens me, Miguel. I'm afraid she might have really died in that fire.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Bennett.
Thanks. Hey, you know, why don't all you kids go down to the cafeteria and get something to eat?
I could use a soda. Come on, Miguel.
Not me, Kay. I'm not leaving Charity again.
I don't blame you, Miguel. I'm not going to go either. You two go. You know, we're going to hold down the fort.
But I'm not really. Come on, Kay.
I must have been really horrible in a former life.
Worse than you are now?
Oh, be quiet, Simone. This is just too cruel. You know, the moment I decide to make my move on Miguel, suddenly Saint Charity materializes in his life out of nowhere.
Kay, if Miguel had been interested in you, he wouldn't have looked twice at Charity.
But it's not fair. I knew him first. I've had a crush on Miguel since we were little kids playing in the sandbox. And I've been by his side ever since. Just when I'm ready to show him that I'm more than his buddy and his favorite first baseman, little Blondie shows up. God, now he's so hung up on her he can't even see straight. And to make matters worse, she's my long-lost cousin. What did I do to deserve this?
If they didn't find your sister's body, maybe she escaped from the fire. Maybe she's okay.
Miguel, I would give anything if that was true. But if she was alive, why hasn't she called me? Or if she's injured, why hasn't somebody found her?
Has anyone been looking?
Yeah, Sam mounted a massive police search for her.
I've got some news about Faith, Grace.
Your mother, Pilar, means the world to me, and I would hate to lose her, but my husband and my father-in-law would insist if she was related to Ethan Stalker.
Please, Mrs. Crane. My mother loves working here. She's dedicated her life to you and this family. She's taken care of Ethan and Sheridan since they were young.
You don't have to tell me that, Teresa.
Well, then you know what this job means to her. Every week, after she pays the bills and buys groceries, she takes the little that's left from her paycheck and puts it into a special account for McGill's and my college education. She's so proud of that tiny little nest egg because it's the one dream she has left that might come true. If you fire her, she won't just lose that little savings. She'll lose her one last dream.
Your mother is an excellent housekeeper. Someone else would hire her.
No, they won't. And now that she's fired by the Cranes, she'll lose everything. All because of me.
Then you're admitting that you're Ethan Stalker?
Well, Frank, it sounds like congratulations are in order.
I told you I never left a case unsolved.
So you did. Look, Frank, I owe you an apology for not trusting your instincts.
Forget it.
Believe me, Crane Industries will not forget it. We're lucky to have someone around with your tenacity in charge of security. If this girl ends up being the stalker, I'll make sure there's a nice bonus added to your next paycheck.
I appreciate that, Ethan. But right now, I just want you to come down and formally identify this girl. That way we can call the police, have her charged, get this whole thing over with.
I am not admitting anything, Mrs. Crane. I just don't want my mother punished for what Frank thinks I've done.
Look at it this way, Teresa. If you're the stalker, Ethan will identify you. If you're not, you have nothing to worry about.
I can't wait to see this girl face to face again. It's time she realized she's playing a serious game she has to pay.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on. Oh, got you. Oh, come on. Oh, yeah. Celtics ain't got nothing on us.
I know, bro.
Hey, Michael Jordan, mind if I go next door and get a cup of coffee?
You don't even miss me.
Oh, see, that's a nice shot, Ricky, but don't think you're ever gonna get one like that by me again. See how slick this guy is, Sheridan? Just like a Crane, can't even hack a half day.
Hey, Louise, you in or you out?
What do you think? Come on, right here.
Beth, right?
Right. How you doing, Sheridan?
Oh, a lot better since you saw me at the Lobster Shack. Oh, I'm sorry about making such a scene.
Oh, don't worry about it. It must have been awful being in that box.
It definitely wasn't fun, no.
Well, I probably would have had the same reaction. I've been afraid of enclosed spaces ever since my brother locked me in a closet when I was about 6.
Really?
Yeah. I remember sitting there on the floor with my knees pulled up to my chest, and the walls felt like they were closing in on me. You know, it was so terrible I couldn't even scream. It was horrible. Anyway, now you can't even get me close to an elevator.
I don't blame you.
Isn't it strange how things that happen to us as kids affect our whole lives?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Listen to me, Sheridan. No one must ever know about what happened, about what you've done. Never. No one.
Sheridan?
I'm sorry, Beth. What did you say?
No, I
just finished a book on childhood traumas. Not that I am ready to ride on any elevators yet, but definitely helped me get rid of some old baggage.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, if you're interested, it's over on the new releases shelf.
Well, maybe I'll check it out.
Okay.
Well, I mean, not for me, but I know someone who's having a really tough time with childhood issues. That might just be what he needs.
You want a coffee while you take a look?
Yeah, thanks. Take you out, okay?
Okay. It'll be a few minutes. I just put on a fresh pot.
We had a 5-county APB out on Faith after the fire. Every available man from the Harmony and Castleton Police Department was searching for someone matching that description.
And?
I'm sorry, Grace. I thought someone would have seen her wandering around, disoriented, but they looked everywhere and they found nothing. It looks like your sister was lost in the fire. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Did something happen? Is Charity dead?
No, honey. Charity's fine. I was just telling your mom about her sister. It doesn't look good. Everything points to your Aunt Faith having died in the fire.
I'm so sorry, Mrs. Bennett.
Oh, me too, Mom. I really am.
I know, sweetheart. We just have to remember something your father said earlier. God may have taken away my sister, but he left her beautiful daughter behind.
Yeah, we still have Charity. Losing her mother's gonna be tough for her. They were really close.
And she's gonna need the support from all of us.
Well, she hardly knows you and I, Sam. I think Miguel's gonna have to be her anchor.
I don't mind. And I don't have to do it by myself. I mean, I have Simone and Kay. Kay's not only Charity's cousin, but she's a good friend, too.
Yeah, what is it they say? That which doesn't kill us makes us stronger.
Oh, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay, Sam. I just got a little dizzy.
Have you eaten anything today?
I don't remember.
That's it. Look, we're going down to the cafeteria.
No, I am not going to leave Charity. I promised her mother I'd look after her.
Look, we're not going to be long. Miguel, why don't you come with us and take a break?
I'm okay, Chief Bennett. I'll stay.
We'll keep Miguel company, Dad.
Thanks, Kate.
She's got to wake up. She's just got to.
Miguel, can I get your soda from the machine down the hall?
That'd be great, Kay.
What the heck are you thinking?
I have to make one last-ditch effort to get Miguel.
It's over, Kay, as in you don't have a prayer. Miguel was already hung up on Charity, and now she's an orphan. An orphan he rescued from a terrible fire. If you make a play for Miguel now, you will look like a complete idiot.
Better an idiot than a life without Miguel.
There she is, Ethan. Your stalker, Teresa Lopez Fitzgerald.
Teresa doesn't look anything like the girl who was stalking.
That's because she's in a disguise. Picture her without her glasses, her hair down, a little makeup.
Yes. I see what you mean.
You're right. It's her.
No!
I knew it. What'd I tell you, Mrs. Crane?
Oh, my God, Ethan, are you absolutely certain it's her?
I'm afraid so, Mother.
How could you, Teresa? Ethan and Ivy trusted you.
I never meant to hurt Ethan. They were all accidents.
Now save it for the judge, Teresa, if he'll listen to you, because I'm going to use every bit of influence the Crane name carries to make sure you never hurt anyone again. You're going to spend the rest of your life in jail.
You can come in now, officers.
No, please, Ethan, don't do this to me.
I'm sorry, Teresa. You leave me no other choice.
Ethan, you don't understand. I am not a stalker. I wouldn't do that to you. Please, tell them to let me go.
I don't care what this girl has to say. Take her out of here.
Please, I don't want to spend the rest of my life in jail.
40 years today. I loved you so much. Why couldn't I make you understand?
Where is she, Mother? Where's my supper?
She's in the living room, Ethan.
Hey, Beth.
Hey.
Give me one of those special mocha coffee jobs, will you?
Okay.
To go?
Sure. Gosh, you must be so exhausted after searching through that fire rubble all night.
No, actually, I got a second wind.
Yeah?
Yeah. Hardest part about today hasn't been staying awake, has been dealing with Sheridan Crane. You know Harmony's #1 Deb. She started working on for community service at the youth center today. Now, if you ask me, she has a lot more work than she is help. She practically had a nervous breakdown, but she got a little pain on her hands today. You'd think they never touched anything else besides caviar.
Luis.
No, I'm not knocking her. But it's like watching an alien from another planet. I mean, Sheridan Crane is living in a completely different world from the one we know. Maybe she never got her hands dirty. She's always had slaves like my mother around doing everything for her since she was a baby. And spoiled. Yeah, she even admitted that she didn't want her snooty friends to find out that she was working at the youth center because her family should have been able to pull enough strings to get her out of it.
Do you want sugar in that or not, Luis?
No, thanks. You know, I almost feel sorry for Sheridan. She wouldn't know what to do with herself if someone took her silver spoon away. She's been living in that lifestyle of the rich and famous for so long.
Okay. Here you go, Luis.
There you go.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Luis didn't mean anything by that. He's really a nice guy.
We must be talking about two different people, because the Luis I know is anything but nice.
Gotta try one last time with Miguel. I'm gonna go in there and tell him I love him.
Then you're on your own. Better I hang out with your folks in the cafeteria than watch you make a total jerk of yourself.
Thanks for the soda, Kay.
Miguel, there's something I have to tell you.
Teresa! See, my ankle's already doing better.
That's great, Ethan.
So where is she, Frank? Where's the girl who's been stalking me?
It's right in front of you, Ethan.
Excuse me?
Teresa. Teresa Lopez Fitzgerald is your stalker.
I'm glad you like the book. Yeah, I think my friend will get a lot out of it.
Well, I hope so. I know it really helped me.
Thanks, Beth.
Sheridan, wait. Look, you don't know Luis the way I do. He's devoted to his family, and he does so much for the kids in this community. He's really a good guy.
I'm sure you think so, Beth. But just answer me one question. Luis has it in for anyone who just happens to be named Crane, doesn't he? It's okay. I'm used to people forming opinions about me based on nothing but my last name.
It must be tough.
Well, it's definitely not fun. Usually people fawn all over me, hoping to get an inside track to the Crane fortune. They don't give a damn about me. All they care about is the family money and power.
But that's not Luis.
You know, I have to admit, that's definitely not Luis. Not that I care a whit about what Luis likes or dislikes. Well, another 96 hours and 15 minutes of taking orders from him, and then I never have to see Luis Lopez Fitzgerald again.
I know what you're gonna say, but I already know how much you care about Charity.
Oh, I know that, but, it's something else.
Did you see that?
What?
She moved. Charity moved. Dr. Russell, come quick. Charity's waking up.
You have to stay back, Miguel. Charity? If you can hear my voice, you're in the hospital. I'm Dr. Russell.
I know I saw her move.
Charity? Can you hear me? She's not responding.
Dr. Russell, Charity gave this to me. She said it was for luck. At this point, I'll try anything.
Go ahead.
Charity, can you hear me? It's Miguel. She's waking up.
What's going on?
She's coming too. Charity's coming too.
Charity's coming too, and you're all by yourself out here? Uh-oh. What happened when you told Miguel you loved him?
Well, you know, I was about to tell him, and then Charity moved, and he ran in there. And now, you know, she'll wake up, and he'll never even think of me again.
You're here just in time. Charity's waking up.
Thank God, our prayers have been answered.
Grace, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Joke's over, Frank. So where's the girl who was stalking me?
I'm telling you, it's Teresa.
Look, Frank, first you browbeat Teresa and Whitney because supposedly they're covering up for the stalker. And when that didn't work, you accused Teresa of the crime. Come on, Frank, this isn't funny.
I'm afraid Frank is quite serious, Ethan. He actually believes that Teresa is the stalker.
Oh, that's ridiculous. She doesn't look anything like the girl who was attacking me.
You gotta look closely, Ethan. You take away the glasses, the new hairdo, the conservative clothes. She looks exactly like the girl in my sketch.
That doesn't make any sense. Teresa's always looked like this, right?
Well, actually, no. When I first met Teresa, she looked rather different. Quite pretty, actually. She changed her look when she first came to work for me. She even put a wig to cover her hair. Well, she wanted to look more professional.
I still don't get it.
All right, Teresa. Take off the wig. And the glasses.
Stop it, Frank. You're embarrassing me.
I'm sorry, but it's the only way I can get you to believe me. Now go ahead, Teresa. Show everyone here what you really look like.
Luis thinks I'm spoiled. I've had slaves working for me my whole life. I don't think so. If anyone's a tyrant, it's him. Oh, I forgot to tell Beth to put sugar in this for me. Where would a tyrannical slave driver like him keep sugar?
But why, Eve? She's my niece. I want her to know I'm here for her. You and her mother are identical twins. If Charity wakes up and sees you, it'll confuse her.
Of course, I wasn't thinking.
The chances are the first thing Charity will ask for is her mother. Now, if she sees you, it'll make it that much harder to break the bad news to her when it's time.
I understand.
And I don't want to put this poor kid through any more emotional trauma than she's already been through.
Dr. Russell, Charity's waking up.
think since you and Charity are so close, yours should be the first face that she sees when she comes to. Charity? Charity, can you hear me?
She's waking up, Kay. Come on. Charity's your cousin. We really should be in there.
I'll pass. I really don't feel like watching some touching reunion between Miguel and Charity.
Where am I?
You're in Harmony Hospital, Charity. You were in a fire. There's someone here who's very anxious to talk to you. Someone I think you'll be awfully glad to see.
Hi. I knew you'd come back. It worked. Just like you said it always did.
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
Well, tell us, Ethan. Is Teresa the girl who's been doing all these things to you? Is Pilar's daughter really your stalker?
Come here for a second. I can have the police here in 5 minutes. All you have to do is positively identify her as your stalker. It's an open and shut case, Ethan. Teresa will be put away where she can never bother you again. But it depends on you. You gotta tell me, is Teresa your stalker?